Trump has threatened 100% tariffs on nations trading with Russia, and he clearly mentioned the names Brazil, India and China. Do you think could this pressure tactic disrupt global supply chains or trigger a wider trade war?
I think this is has been going on for quite long. Bigger trade war has started. Trump has initiated it. And right now with this, my feeling is that he is basically targeting BRIC countries, because BRICS is either you can say coming up as a new powerhouse, or you can say as a disruptive powerhouse for the West. Whichever you say it, I think the strategy is to threaten them. To me, it's a negotiating strategy. They are going to negotiate on it. This is a threat. But the handling of these is not big. Why I am saying it? Because South-South trade within BRICS trade and BRICS with Asia has been rising. So, given the split of the world and given the uncertainty particularly in the policy of the United States government, nobody knows where to go. So, a lot of these countries will stay together, they will be quiet and want to see what happens. Now, remember, every countries are creating their own powerhouse. We are theoretically going through a global transitional phase, global transition of power, and you can see it. West at one time won, now Europe and US has already split on their strategies. If you look at China, they are also becoming another major player, and countries are all dependent. If you want to buy anything, you will find out products are coming from everywhere. The global supply chain has been disrupted since the COVID, and countries have rearranged it already. This is an additional threat coming. So, given this, I don't see it's going to disrupt, but it's not going to change the current trend. Whatever is happening, BRICS is going to consolidate more. That's what they're going to try. And remember, the world economy is almost half and half in the West, half in the East. So, I think it's a game strategy. I see it more of a, if you think about the Bretton Woods time, that was one time when under the post-colonial era, they decided to have certain, remember the GATT negotiation, it was on industrial product. And the reason it was on industrial product, because West had stronger industrial production system. So, they needed a trade and free access. That's what they did.
Very, very well explained.
So, right now we are pushing into a different direction because others have become powerful. So, this is a global transition, and this transition will have a cost, and some people will benefit, some people have a cost. Everyone has their own strategy.
Sir, I want to ask you, how can international institutions effectively intervene without escalating the Israel-Hamas conflict, because Hamas area, I mean West Bank, is already destroyed?
Yes, Gaza is almost destroyed. This is a really sad event for humanity, because you see 58,000 people killed over the year. It's continuing. Yesterday's night news probably was that shelling has killed people who are waiting for relief. So, it's civilian people. So, I think this is, I would say for the whole humanity, this is a sad story in the sense that killing is going on broad daylight, and there is nothing the world can do except for the wishful thinking from the United States. That's what I see the whole world. The whole world, they are fuming in the sense they are not happy with it, but the whole world is helpless. And to me, it's a broader question whether the current international institutions are capable of functioning, because it's a great failure of these institutions. These institutions apparently cannot do anything, including relief operations now taken over by United States organizations, which means Red Cross and other organizations are all useless organizations in the sense. So, academically speaking, I think this is a point where people should recount and look at the global institutions. Are these institutions functioning at all, or if they are functioning, are they functioning for certain interest group and not for others? So, I think these questions should be placed, given the fact that almost 58,000 people were killed, and it's all known to everyone. It's not that people did not know. It's not only that 58,000, the area is under starvation. There is almost like a famine like scenario coming, and this is a problem of few generations for them. So, I would question the institutions themselves, because I think the whole world has failed, everyone is watching, and they are watching because there is nothing they can do. So, it is a helpless situation for almost everyone in the world.
Iran is expanding enrichment at undeclared nuclear sites. Is there any realistic path back to the diplomatic nuclear agreement, or is confrontation inevitable again?
I don't think there will be direct confrontation, because as I said, like the whole game plan that you see around the world is a transitional game plan. Anytime power shifts, either there is a direct war or there will be indirect war. So, this is a power shifting transitional years, probably another 10 years we will have this. So, to me in the next 10 years will be volatile years for everyone, because the Western power realized that we have to agree that there is a Eastern power growing. So, that realization created all this, so that how come you can hang on to this. Once it is over, the world will come to a steady state, but until that happens, there will be volatile scenario over it. Iran is doing this. Obviously, Iran has its own reason, and it's clear within the Middle East conflict they have their reasons for it. Whether they will make a bomb officially, yes or no, that's to me immaterial, but they want a capability for them to do this, and is being supported by Chinese and Russian. So, if you look carefully, it's a global war, and it's not going to end up. Now, this is the better phase of the world in the history, because now everything is known. If you do something, satellites are tracking. Previously, it was not known like this. So, that's why I don't, that's number one. Number two, during the Second World War, whatever we say it, either it's a European war or Second World War, whatever we say it, that is the time when there was a colonial ruling. So, the whole world got into the war because there were colonial
as British engaged.
Exactly. So, that is what they did. Right now, the world is with a lot of independent states. You can see the Gaza. Everyone is feeling the pinch, everyone is feeling bad things, but they are not basically participating. Same thing will happen. If there is a larger war, it will be localized war, proxy war, and that will happen. Now, if you are powerful, you are safe. Under this scenario, if you look at it, every nation will say that we need to acquire power. Which power? Either nuclear power or drone power, whatever power you define it, or missile power. And the countries will say that is the only solution, because the order of the world, the peaceful order of the world has failed. The United Nations has failed to contain conflict. That was their primary job. It was created to contain conflict. It was created to stop spreading of conflict. And for the last 10 years, if you start from the last 10 years, they have not been able to do this. More conflicts are growing everywhere, and the United Nations is just making statements. So, there is either you need a full reform of the United States, United Nations, or you need to wait for a global transitional phase to complete.